Welcome back to Skegness Raceway on this Saturday evening. The brisca Formula 1 stock cars contesting the Tilsley Memorial Trophy. We've already seen two pretty lively heats. Still the Consolation, the final, and the Grand National to come. The Consolation for the drivers who didn't qualify for the meeting final at the first attempts. 29 cars out there for this one. Mark Sargent's out there. Lewis Evans will be worth watching for from the red grade. Our lone Scottish representative, 518 Stuart Cheville Jr., who's also racing his saloon stock car this weekend, is also somewhere down this lineup. Mark and Ashley Wareham are in there. Mickey Randall, newly up to red grade, Casey Engelston, among others out there for this Consolation event. Here we go then. They're off and underway already. The blue graders battling Antley in 339s. Had a couple of wins here from white grade this year. Didn't get very far in his heat because of a blown tyre. He's in there among the blue tops. Phoebe Wainman in there as well. Jake Harry in 345. There's Cheville, number 518 in the middle. 242, Joe Nichols, sponsored by McDonald's. And where he's going to celebrate any victory tonight. Start to sort themselves out then. Your early leader is Craig McLaughlin, and a tangle there. 316 Harry Gooding and 312 of John Thompson stuck together on turn 2. Chicane in the middle of the second bend they have to avoid then. Hopefully everybody is going to avoid them. Somebody going off on the outside, number 90, that's Peter Nee, Simon Binder as well. McLaughlin with the early lead, Ashley Wareham putting pressure on, 20 Liam Gilbank attacking rather slow Jeff Nichols. Somebody nearly up on the two wheels there off the tyres. I think that was Lewis Evans. Oh, there's cars going everywhere on turn 1. I think there's some fluid down there possibly. Craig McLaughlin has spun. Another white grader went off there as well. I think that might have been Jack Ryan in the 595. So the race brought to a halt. Also got those stranded cars on turn 2. So the tangle was between Harry Gooding in 316, the ex-Ford Fiesta star on the circuits, and John Thompson, the ex-F2 man, in 312. They got caught up off the second bend. Joe Nichols got taken wide, walloping into the wall, and Matt Newson, goodness me, up on two wheels there as a result of that. So quite a spectacular tangle in there. It all started with this contact between Jeff Nichols and Harry Gooding. Gooding spun and was T-boned by 312 of John Thompson. Well, it all happened there on the opening laps of this Consolation. The drivers trying to get the last few spots on the grid for the final. Led at the moment by Ashley Wareham and well, we saw Craig McLaughlin spin out, so Wareham up there along with a couple of the yellow graders. Her father Mark's in the leading group as well. There he is, followed by Russell Cooper in the 415. There's Eddie Collins in 147, number 90 Peter Nee, Antley in 339, Mark Adkins 24, and the rest of them. Already starting to pick up the pace. There's Josh Smith in 191. The green flag goes down and away they go up on the curve there. Michael Stewart in the 512. He could be among the favourites here. Goes well on the tarmac. The lock up there from Peter Nee in car number 90. He goes walloping straight in. So does Mark Adkins in the 24. Casey Engelston's going to get spun out into the side of Antley, who smashes into the tyres, gets hit head on by Stuart Cheville, and wallop into the tyres goes the number 90. There's more chaos behind between Casey Engelston and I think that was Josh Smith. Well, Eddie Collins somewhere in there has taken the lead. I think there's cars everywhere on the back straight. What an explosive restart. Eddie Collins leads from Mark Wareham, but surely the race is going to be stopped again. There's cars stranded everywhere. Yes, the yellow comes out again. Well, it all kicked off on that restart. Goodness me. So many cars involved, impossible to follow. Let's try and piece together what went on. Well, Peter Nee locked up as he went towards the back of Russell Cooper. He was the first to hit the wall. Mark Adkins went in as well, and as they bounced back out, that caught out Michael Stewart and Casey Engelston. Engelston spun. No room for Antley to get through on the inside. He smashed into the tyres. He got collected by Stu Cheville, and then further on, Josh Smith across the back straight, and he hits Casey Engelston. Then he goes through the side of his cab. That could have been nasty. And while all that was going on, there was plenty more further round as well. There's Michael Stewart getting launched by Casey Engelston. He hit Peter Nee, who was already in the fence. Then as they came back out, there was no way through on the inside. Watch for Antley in 339. He goes smashing into the infield tyres, and then as Casey Engelston thinks he's got away with it, Josh Smith spins. He hits Engelston's cab. Nee crashes into the tyres as well. I wonder if Peter Nee's throttle had possibly stuck open there because he hit the wall and then the tyres in quick succession. But in the background, Josh Smith and Casey Engelston, that could have been very nasty because one nearly went through the other's cab side. Thankfully, everybody's okay and the race ready to continue. Eddie Collins from Mark Wareham Jack Ryan in third place. Then it's Russell Cooper and Phoebe Wainman. That's your top 5. There's Liam Gilbank in the number 20. Things settling down then. We're on lap 5 out of 16 to try and get these last places in the final. Eddie Collins, 1:47, his first meeting from Blue Top, leads them off. Phoebe Wainman a little bit eager on the start there, up the inside. Russell Cooper a bit slow away. It's Eddie Collins from Mark Wareham. Wainman up into third place, then Mickey Randall. There's more pushing and shoving further behind. Liam Gilbank under fire from Adam Bamford in the 43. It all well and truly kicked off right from the restart there, the first restart. There's Jake Harry going well in the 345 car, chased by Liam Gilbank. Behind them Mark Adkins in the 24. Coming up towards halfway in this consolation race for the brisca F1s. Jack Ryan under fire from the 120 of Casey Engelston. Able to hold his position despite all that chaos under the yellow flag. I think we'll call him the pinball wizard from now on, Casey Engelston. Here comes Liam Gilbank in number 20, his dad Mark, successful racer over the years. 345 Jake Harry in behind him. We've seen his dad Nige have some success on occasions. Out in front it is still Eddie Collins, fast Eddie in 147 in his Ratlook liveried car, his rust effect paints. Saw it on the wing as well when he was a white. Mickey Randall gets past Phoebe Wainman. This is the battle for third position. Clear of them is Mark Wareham in 401. Ashley Wareham has dropped back in the 492 now, Mark's daughter. They've raced together in heritage stock cars and stocks cars over the years, those two. There's Casey Engelston, the pinball wizard. Out to red top after a great start to his season. Had a win here recently in a consolation race. Did well to keep going after that incident with Josh Smith and Orland Sundry on the restart. Towards 5 laps to go, and Engelston puts the bumper in on the 211 of Phoebe Wainman. There goes the leader, Eddie Collins, ahead of Mark Wareham. Third is Randall. Engelston now up into 4th place, so great recovery by the 120 after that tangle with Josh Smith. Few tail enders being lapped, things quietening down in the closing stages of this consolation race. Looks like it is going to be a win for fast Eddie Collins, his first win from Blue Grade. He continues to pull away from the rest of the field. He's well clear of Mark Wareham now. There is the leader in 147. We're up to lap Jeff Nichols in 215. Seen his nephew Joe in action in the 242 car. There's Simon Binder in 128 being lapped, and that's one of Daz Kitson's cars he's driving. Michael Stewart on the back of Phoebe Wainman puts the bumper in. It's Mark Gilbank, Jake Harry, trying to battle for those last few places in the Ray Tilsley Memorial final. On the last lap now, it's going to be a win for Eddie Collins, lapping Ian Johnson in 347. Around the final turn, took the lead while everybody else was losing their heads rather behind him on the restart. He comes in to take the victory. Second place is going to go to Mark Wareham, well done to him. Third, I think, went to Mickey Randall. We'll confirm the rest of the places shortly. So Cooper comes in. See if he's got a qualifying place in a moment. No doubt about your winner though, Eddie Collins, sponsored by 70s Car Restoration. First win from Blue Top for Eddie. Nearly 3 seconds clear of Mark Wareham. Third for Mickey Randall. Casey Engelston bouncing back to say 4th place ahead of Michael Stewart. Liam Gilbank in 6th position ahead of Phoebe Wainman and Jake Harry in 8th. Jack Ryan, the white grader, takes 9th, and Russell Cooper, 415, rounds out the top 10.
Winner of the Consolation, Eddie Collins, driving car number 147. Eddie, it's good to see you and a good win.
Yeah, I'm really chuffed with it. Yeah, it's only a consolation, isn't it? But you know, I fought my way to up front. I picked through cars and we won it, didn't we? So.
And a man who races very much on a budget to get a win on such a big weekend is good news.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and just the aspect of being blue and doing it from there is it's great. You know, you can't go wrong, can you?
One for the team.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, everyone's excited. A lot of my mechanics can't be here tonight. So it's just me, mum, and dad. So you know they'll all be really excited when they read it on Stuxnet.
Well, as they say, they'll get I'm sure the text machine will be going later for you when everyone's saying congratulations. What about the final? Are you hopeful?
It's one of them. You've got to get out on track and deal with it when you're on there. You can't have a plan in one of these races. But
wish you the best of luck and well done, Eddie.
Lovely, thank you.
Time for the main event under the floodlights then, the meeting final in memory of Ray Tilsley, ex-Brisca F1, number 85. Perpetual Memorial Trophy. Hannah Chappell and earlier winner Jay Goodwin lead them off. All the major names further back: Junior Wainman, Tom Harris, Paul Harrison, Catherine Harris out there as well, of course. Frankie Wainman Jr., Phoebe Wainman's out there, Bobby Griffin, Richard Burt went well earlier on. There's Ben Riley, and among the Blue Raiders, Sean Webster, the ex-Saloon Stocks World Champion, Michael Stewart, Carl Hawkins, Liam Gilbank and Casey Engelston head the Reds. 20 laps then for the Ray Tilsley Memorial Trophy. Here we go. Freddie Bumpers going in, Jake Harry under fire in 3.45. It's Hannah Chappell who leads them away in car 3.07 from the front of the White Tops. Ready, Eddie Collins, the Consolation winner, under fire there. A nice fast-paced start to this meeting final. Mickey Randall moving through on the inside, chased by Mark Adkins. Everybody looks to have got around the first lap okay. That's great to see. It's Hannah Chappell who leads, and somebody in trouble there. That's Luke Davidson, one of the favourites pulling up. They've got a tangle on the outside among a couple of White Tops. Jay Goodwin is one of them. I think Jack Ryan is the other, stuck there on the outside of turn 3. Hopefully they can free themselves and the race will continue. Your early leaders, Hannah Chappell and Richard Burt in the 178 car. I think he's now gone to the front. Luke Davidson never got going, unfortunately. He's on the centre. He would have been one of the favourites for success in this one. Tom Harris and Junior Wainman starting their battle. There's a rivalry between those two. Bobby Griffin up on the curb there, chasing Mickey Randall. Ryan Harrison in there. He's had a quiet evening so far, the British champion in 197. Got those two White Top cars stuck on the outside. We've got a tangle there. Casey Engelston, I think that's Phoebe Wainman, have got caught up in the middle of turn 4. Yes, it is Phoebe Wainman, and the yellows come out. The yellow flags are out for that tangle in the middle of the turn there. Phoebe Wainman 2.11 and 1.20. The pinball wizard, Casey Engelston. Couldn't pinball his way out of that one. Stuck on the side rail of Phoebe's car. Phoebe, the daughter of Junior Wainman, in 5.15. There's the tangle. Casey tried an attack, but got caught up on the side of the 2.11 car, and they come to a halt, similar to Harry Gooding and John Thompson in our earlier race. Bradley Harrison just avoiding them there in 25. Your leader is Richard Burt in car 178. First full season in the F1s, having moved up from VA Top Stocks. There he is. Second behind him is Martin Spires in 4.51. Finn Sargent, our Heat 1 winner, is third. Then Paul Carter, Ben Riley, Hannah Chappell still up there in 6th. In the ex-Tim Warwick car. There's Tom Harris. Ryan Harrison, Mickey Randall in between them in 172. Green flag waves and they're away. Folding push wide there by Bobby Griffin in 166. Richard Burt's escaped into the lead. Once again, could we have our second white grade winner of the evening? Finn Sargent coming through into second place past Martin Spires, the ex-Scottish champion, in 4.51. Their way down the home straight. Ryan Harrison's made a good restart, got ahead of Tom Harris. Here comes Bobby Griffin, bit of a lock up there. He hits the inner curve. I think he's punctured a tyre as a result of that in 166, but he's still going. Looks like the left tyre is punctured there on the 166 car. Hannah Chappell dropping back in 3.07 as well. Paul Harrison in this battle, and Finn Sargent moves to the inside into turn 3, takes the lead from 178 Richard Burt. 4.22 Ben Riley is in there as well. A final win last week at Buxton, one of the wettest meetings in recent memory, even by Buxton standards. 197 Ryan Harrison under fire from Carl Hawkins in 175, distinctive car with the smaller wing. Behind them, Tom Harris, Mickey Randall, Paul Harrison, Bobby Griffin still battling on with that slightly deflating tyre. Being caught up there with Paul Harrison, he hits the inner tyres there, surely that's damaged Bobby Griffin's car. Still fights on. Junior Wainman's got through, and Frankie JJ, little Ted Wainman as his family call him, in 5.55. 2.2 Ben Riley past Sean Webster, that's for second place. Richard Burt has now dropped back there. He is battling with Catherine Harris. She's going well once again. Great stuff. 5.12 of Michael Stewart moving into the lead battle as well. We don't see Michael race too often. He does, he's always in the mix. Carl Hawkins ahead of Paul Harrison. Eddie Collins in there as well, the Consolation race winner. Mickey Randall, he's been in the thick of things all the way through this one. Who's going to win the Ray Tilsley Memorial Trophy? It's led by Finn Sargent at the moment. This is a warm-up for many of these drivers. They'll be going for the UK Championship tomorrow here at Skegness. Ryan Harrison has got past Martin Spires. 5 laps to go then for race leader Finn Sargent, Flying Finn in 5.26, looking for a heat and final double. Tom Harris attacking Paul Carter in 300. Catherine Harris under fire from Michael Stewart and Ryan Harrison. Catherine almost outperforming her brother Tom, the world champion this weekend. Very impressive start to her brisca F1 career. She's already had a couple of wins on the tarmac at Buxton. Ryan Harrison moves ahead of her there though in 1.97, and the yellow flag is out. The car in the wall somewhere. That's the last thing Finn Sargent wanted to see, shaking his head there. What have you stopped that race for, he says. Now, who's gone into the wall? It's one of the white graders, I think. There's the tangle. It's Jack Ryan caught up with, I think that's Jay Goodwin again. Yes, they go sliding off into the wall on turn 2, so that's the reason for the yellow flag. And now it's going to be a sprint for the line. Points champion September to October 2020, it says on his wing. I think that actually refers to his father. It was Mark Sargent who was top of the points for a time last season. Always the entertainer is Mark, but nothing to forget for him tonight, sadly. Ben Riley second, Sean Webster third, then Ryan Harrison's up to 4th. Catherine Harris 5th, 6th is Michael Stewart, and it's Martin Spires in 7th. Can Finn Sargent hang on for a final win on his local venue? 4 laps to go. Ribs rise and away they go. He's anticipated the restart nicely there, Finn Sargent. So was Paul Harrison attacking Catherine Harris. Finn Sargent holds his lead into turns 1 and 2 ahead of Ben Riley. 48 Sean Webster in 3rd. They start to push and shove for the minor placings. Here comes Tom and Catherine Harris, the siblings nose to tail past Michael Stewart. Richard Burt's going to be spun out by Martin Spires. Tries to save it, but no, ends up nose into the fence. Ryan Harrison moving up to attack the lead, is now the British champion. Then Paul Harrison, no relation, behind him. Then Tom Harris in number 1. Burt trying to get going again in 1.78, trying to keep the engine fired, and Catherine Harris under fire. Junior Wainman puts the bumper in. Are we starting to see a family feud, I wonder? Catherine Harris taken wide now by Carl Hawkins. He comes through, so does Michael Stewart. They're both in Wainman-built cars, and Catherine Harris gets walloped there. Straight in she goes, but she's straight back on the throttle and back underway. Didn't see who it was who put the bumper in there. Might have been Bradley Harrison getting involved. Wainman, Harris and Harrison. Here's the battle. Coming round to start the final lap though. Finn Sargent still in the lead. Looks like it's Sean Webster fighting Ryan Harrison now for 2nd. Ben Riley's dropped back to 4th position. They're not going to stay with Finn Sargent though. It's going to be a heat and final double for East Coast Legend Junior. That last spin lunge from Ryan Harrison, he'll take 2nd, but Finn Sargent will win the Ray Tilsley Memorial Trophy. He takes the final. Power slides around in celebration. Well done, Finn Sargent. A heat and final double. The local lad scores again. Ryan Harrison has to settle for 2nd this time as Finn Sargent fills the stadium with tyre smoke. He takes the prestigious Ray Tilsley Memorial Trophy. Gets some bumper as congratulations from Ryan Harrison. 3rd place I think was Sean Webster in the 48s. Ben Riley in 4th. We'll confirm the rest of the places shortly. It was all changed behind in the closing stages, but a very happy Finn Sargent, the bespectacled Lincolnshire driver, takes the win. Ryan Harrison in 2nd place, just at 1.5 seconds back. Sean Webster 3rd ahead of Ben Riley. It was Tom Harris who took 5th position ahead of Junior Wainman. And Michael Stewart, Carl Hawkins, Paul Harrison and his son Bradley complete the top 10.
So winner of the grand final for the Ray Tilsley Memorial, Finn Sargent in 5.26. You said to me earlier, Finn, you wanted to win tomorrow, but you'd take tonight. You've won tonight. How do you feel?
It feels really good, to be fair. It's nice to have a bit of form back, and especially at the home track. It's nice to see so many people here and people allowed in the pits for a change. It makes it a lot better of an atmosphere to come here and to have people cheering for you when you're going around.
And 2 finals, 2 Saturday night wins. You must be proud.
Yeah, well, last Saturday I had a good day Saturday, and then Sunday I was terrible. So we've got that to look forward to tomorrow. I probably won't see you tomorrow, but we're here to have fun and we're enjoying it certainly at the minute.
I was stood near your father and he was cheering you on like crazy in the closing laps, because obviously Ryan was trying to make a move behind you, but you had a good enough gap.
Yeah, I had to get a gap on the start because, to be fair, they got more experience. They're quicker than me. I know I'm not the fastest car, but if you can do something crafty on the start and outfox them and get a bit of a breakaway, there's only 4 laps, there's just a bit of a sprint, keep the car in a straight line and away you go.
Well done, Finn, congratulations.
Thank you.
Final race of the night then, the Grand National, a capacity grid of 36, yes 36 Brisca F1 stock cars out on track. Simon Binder and Craig McLaughlin will lead them away, ahead of Jack Ryan and Richard Burt. Graders, Phoebe Wayman's in there, Mark Adkins, Austin Moore, Jake Harry, Kyle Gray in 1-2-4. Not seen much of him this season. Sean Webster, Michael Stewart. Liam Gilbank heads the red tops. All the major players are out there. There's Mark Wareham alongside the 3-1-2 of John Thompson. A quiet evening for John. Catherine Harris is in there. Could we see her take a win here? Any one of these 36 drivers could win it. The All-Comers Grand National events. Finn Sargent starts from the handicap. Tom Harris and Ryan Harrison on the back of the grid. 16 laps, here we go. Ready push and shove among the blue graders. Jack Ryan is the man who leads them round the first turn. Adam Bamford already under fire there in the 43. Jack Ryan, Richard Burt and Simon Binder, the early pace setters. Plenty of time to sort themselves out though. 3-4-5 looking slow there. That's Jake Harry in trouble already. 24 gives 48 Sean Webster a knock. That was Kyle Gray on the back of Webster. Line of superstars and reds there further back in the pack. Bobby Griffin on the tail of Tom Harris. There go the leaders. See who's come out with the lead. It's Richard Burt in 178 who's got ahead of Jack Ryan in 595. Behind them is Ian Johnson in 347. A spin there, that's Catherine Harris goes around. Craig McLaughlin's gone as well, diving to the outside. A couple of the blue tops, they're all going off. Phoebe Wayman's in there. Luke Davidson's in that pile-up. Matt Newson, Adam Bamford, and about 4 more cars involved on turn 4. Spinner at the other end of the race, which I think maybe Eddie Collins. Harry Gooding's in there as well. The yellows are out, and that will be a restart. That started when Catherine Harris got spun out by John Thompson there. Craig McLaughlin spun behind. Everybody tried to avoid them in the tyre smoke, but a few cars got caught up. Luke Davidson was one of them. Phoebe Wayman was another. There we see it, Wayman, straight into the side of Craig McLaughlin's car. That was a big impact. Hopefully everybody's okay. Bamford went in, Harry Gooding, Matt Newson as well. We've lost a few cars there. Mark Adkins is on the centre, Catherine Harris, McLaughlin. Fortunately, he's okay. Lewis Evans in 392 as well. Your leader is 178 Richard Burt. Luke Davidson in second, and then Matt Newson. They must have gone into the pile-up after the yellow flags have come out. So Luke Davidson is going to take the lead on this restart. I thought he was in that pile-up, but he must have gone in after the yellow was called. So he's allowed to restart from second place. I didn't think he was up that high, but I must have missed him coming through. Anyway, Davidson has taken the lead on this restart. Junior Wayman attacking Tom Harris. Liam Gilbank and Bamford bounce off the fence ahead of them, and Wayman stuffs Tom Harris into Adam Bamford's car. That's punctured a tyre on the number 1 machine. Wayman v Harris, we've seen that a few times over the years. Luke Davidson, your leader. Liam Gilbank struggling there in 20 as well. He was involved in that little schmozzle. Gets it going again. Casey Engelston alongside him. Paul Carter in there as well. Andy and Johnson in 347. Still Richard Burt and Luke Davidson, the pace setters. Davidson has the lead. Matt Newson in there as well. Start to sort themselves out then. There's Jake Harry, who's got going again on the back of 401 Mark Wareham. Adam Bamford's well involved in this one in the 43. Tom Harris struggling on with a punctured tyre. Finn Sargent's all be trying to make his way up the order, of course. It's Luke Davidson who still leads from Matt Newson in the 16. Mark Wareham gets spun out there, and Davidson has to go wide to avoid him. Austin Moore wallops the infield tyres. Ian Johnson T-bones Mark Wareham. This is chaos, and Davidson's slowing. Luke Davidson's in trouble, he's slowing down. Richard Burt retakes the lead, yet Davidson's got a problem. He's out of the race. So Richard Burt retakes the lead. That must mean we've lost Matt Newson as well. They must have picked up some damage in that pile-up, I think. They both retired. Here's a battle between Bobby Griffin, Junior Wayman, Sean Webster, Carl Hawkins, little Ted Wayman, Michael Stewart, and Finn Sargent, who's trying to come through from the handicap, having won the final. Mark Wareham out of the race. He punctured a tyre in that incident we saw earlier. Chaotic Grand National with 36 cars out there. It was always going to be chaotic. Now, where's our leader? Still Richard Burt at the moment in 178, looking for his first Brisca F1 win. Junior Wayman under fire from Sean Webster. Carl Hawkins out there on the outside. There's Finn Sargent in 5.26. Kyle Gray in 1.24 still going. There are the leaders. It's Ben Riley about to take the lead, I think, down the back straight there. Yes, he's going through. So it's Ben Riley into the lead in 4.22. Takes Richard Burt as they lapped Adam Bamford in the 43. 4.22 then. Ben Riley has the lead. Number made famous by Nigel Wharton several years ago, if memory serves me correctly. Able to lap the 300 of Paul Carter. A flash of flame out of the back of Richard Burt there, and we've got Adam Bamford has now crashed into the back of the stationary car of Mark Ware. There's Jordan Faulding, son of 4 times world champion Peter. See him back in the F1s today. We're into the final lap now, though. It looks like it is going to be a win for blue grader Ben Riley. There's Richard Burt. He's going to take his best finish in Brisca F1 so far in second. He's got back markers in his way. He won't be able to attack Ben Riley on the final turn as Riley comes through to win it. Second will be Richard Burt. We await confirmation of the rest of the order. Looks like Bobby Griffin will take third place ahead of Jordan Faulding. The rest of the places to be confirmed. Your winner is Ben Riley, number 4.22, the blue top. Ryan Harrison slowing up at the end of the race. There is also a lot of big names in trouble. Luke Davidson, a bit of uncertainty about his position, but he did lead a few laps until he retired. Finn Sargent came through nicely there as well from the handicap. Doesn't Skegness Raceway look superb under the floodlights? It was a win for Ben Riley by 1.7 seconds ahead of Richard Burt. Good finish for him. Bobby Griffin third ahead of returnee Jordan Faulding. Fifth went to Sean Webster ahead of Junior Wayman. And Carl Hawkins, Junior Wayman, Michael Stewart and Finn Sargent from the handicap rounded out the top 10.
Winner of the Grand National was Ben Riley in 4.22. Ben, it's been an amazing 10 days for you. As I say, final win last Sunday at Buxton, Grand National tonight. You're back in the game.
Yeah, last week was good. You know, it's different in the rain in it, but we got there in the end, and then I knew we needed some pace on time tonight and in the dry, and I think we got there in the end. I was unlucky in the final, and yeah, we drove well in National.
Have you been working hard all week on the car?
To be honest with you, I'd done the car last night, and we left last night, and you know, we've been that busy at work and an house at home and everything, so yeah, we've done it last night really.
And are you going to introduce us?
Yeah, this is Maisie Riley.
Oh, Maisie, as I say, looks like she loves the microphone, as I say. So, what's your thoughts on tomorrow?
The car's good, you know. There's no reason why I can't be up there tomorrow. You know, the track might be different tomorrow. It might rain, but I'll be happy either way. You know, it's got good pace. You know, I'm going to go for it tomorrow. So, yeah.
I'll look forward to speaking to you tomorrow and have a good night's rest.
Yeah, I will do.
Thank you, Maisie. Thanks,
you.
Ben. Good night.
Well done to all the Brisca F1 racers here on day one at Skegness. They will now get ready for their UK Championship tomorrow. They'll be joined by the Brisca F2s and the Saloon stock cars as well on a very busy weekend here on the Lincolnshire coast at Skegness Raceway. Well done to everyone who has made this meeting possible, the drivers, their backup teams, the marshals and officials as well. Well, we'll see you back out soon here at Skegness Raceway in our next programme. For now, thank you very much indeed for watching and goodbye.